and welcome to episode 15 of Junk Journal with me. I am once again using a prompt from Junk Journal January. I will link the prompts below. And today's prompt was envelope. So I looked up a new version of making an envelope just because I wanted to try something new. And I followed a tutorial from Vectoria Designs. I will link the video below. It's a really simple but very beautiful way of making an envelope, and I'm doing that right here. And I have this lovely designer paper which I got locally, and basically this is the shape of the envelope. So that's all it was. Was very quick to fold. There's nothing to cut. It's very cool. And now I'm just inking all the edges and the creases. And now I'm going to make the closure for it. So I'm really following her tutorial pretty much exactly. So because this was pretty fast in my video, please go check her out if you want to know how to do these. They're so much fun to do and so quick and easy. So here I chose some paper scraps for the closure. And now all I'm going to do is I'm going to first decide where they should go. And then I'm going to, of course, ink up the sides. Then I'm going to punch a hole through. This hole punches fairly small holes from Fiskars, and I'm not so happy with it, although it does punch well, but you can't really see where you're punching like my other punches, so that kind of makes it hard. And now I'm just poking through so I would know where I have to make the hole on the envelope, on the top side of the envelope. And then for the second closure, I'm gonna just have to use the awl because it's too far from the edge to use the hole punch. So I'm just trying to gently make the hole as big as possible. Now I'm just gonna take two regular brads and put them through. This is really like the simplest envelope ever. So now I'm just putting the other brad through, and we're almost done. So now I'm just taking some golden twine that I thought would work really nicely with the yellow in the middle of the flower, and I'm just wrapping that around. I'm not even attaching it. And cutting that off, and that's it for the envelope. That's really all there is to it. I really love it a lot. And so now I'm going to take my journal and I'm going to think about where to place it. And by the way, I didn't even check if it would fit, so luckily it was not too wide. And I was going through pages and I thought, well, actually I don't want to just make a tip in with some washi tape. So I go back and forth deciding, but in the end I actually decide to put it in the middle of the signature by going through the trouble of opening the whole signature and threading that through. So it was kind of a nuisance, to be honest, but it worked out in the end, and now I'm happy to have it in there. I'm not sure why I was hesitating at that point, but yeah, I just pulled it out, and the thread was even long enough to not need a new one, so I just used that one again. So I just unfolded it and made 3 holes, trying to see where the other holes of the signature were. And then I just took a needle and threaded it through. Had a little trouble getting that thread through. It's a waxed thread and the needle eye is a bit small, so that's always the hardest part of of sewing in a signature, I think, for me at least. So, and now you just go in through the middle, out the back, then in the bottom, and then I lost the thread through the envelope, so I had to start over. In through the middle, then out again on the bottom, this time holding the little end to make sure it doesn't go out again. And going up to the top, out again. And then back through the middle. It wasn't that bad actually, it was totally worth it. But again, I lost I lost the thread in the needle. To rethread it again, and there we are, finally made it through. And I'm gonna do a triple knot just to secure it well. Yep, there we go. So after having done that, it was the time that my book no longer closes, how should I say, horizontally, because it's too big, too full. And so I knew this point would come, and now was the point that I had to make a closure for it. So I thought, why don't I just do that on camera? And all I did was punch 2 holes through the cover. I'm gonna put some eyelets in, and then thread some sari silk through there. By the way, I'm not done with the prompt with the envelope, but for some reason I decided to do this in between. I guess I wasn't sure at this point what else I was gonna do with the envelope, so that's why I did this in the meantime. And trying to choose the right color. There we go. So all I do is I thread that through the front and the back eyelet. And I got this wonderful sari silk from an Etsy shop, and I can link it down below as well. I think it's called No Drama Llama, something like that. Anyway, I will link it below. I love their sari silk. And so now I thought I want to put something in the envelope, so I go through these cards that I had gone through my previous spread as well. Maybe you recognize them from last time. And I thought I would find one that I could put in there, and they were just a bit too big. So I just had to cut it down a little bit. So I chose that one in the end. What I liked about that one is that at the top it had this line which seemed perfect to plop a date into. So now that fits, and I'm just going to ink it to match with the envelope. And I'm just going to stamp the date on top there. And yeah, and then I'm going to do some journaling off camera on that card. I'm not sure yet what about, but I will think of something, that's for sure. So that finalizes today's spread. Thank you so much for watching. Enjoy making your envelopes if you haven't made yours yet for Junk Journal January. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.